Hey YouTube, what is up? How is everybody doing today? I hope your days are going good and your lives are going even better. For that, we are going to be jumping into the band known as The Warning with the song called The Sacrifice. Now, where do we go from here? Where do we got to? We got straight up to where she's fucking murdered somebody, haven't we? So she was stalked. She got obsessed. She got to the point where she murdered them. She's having a fucking argument with herself at this point. Basically, like, talking to a dead body at basic points, like, for the most part. But up to the point where now, where do we go from here? What kind of insanity does she get up to? And that's exactly what we're going to go to find out, man. And we're going to jump straight into the recorded. We've got the live as well, obviously. I have a new setup if you haven't been watching any of my other videos. Like, I've been getting so many fucking copyright strikes, so I decided to just do something brand new and just kind of have like a small video over there, and then like have like a big me, which is like strange as fuck for me still, but still. Let us jump into the show.
Please don't hide from me. I see through the fake smile that you've been wearing around. Don't lie to me. I see through the facade that you're portraying as everything starts to collide. You can't forget though you have tried. Don't reject the darkness in your eyes. One more simple question, no one answers, no one mentions the emotion, the commotion that fills your every need, that fills your fantasies. If you let me.
That was so many lyrics in about 43 seconds, man. Fucking hell. Okay, let's just dive into the analysis already, man, because I was gonna let the song play out a little bit, but if I let it go too much longer, there's gonna be too much of a pause, man. But please don't hide from me. I see through the fake smile that she's been wearing around. Please don't hide from me. Who is she hiding from? Herself, maybe? I see through the fake smile. Like, maybe it's somebody who knows. Maybe it's somebody talking to herself. But it's somebody seeing through the fake smile. She's putting on the persona, the thing to be like, no, I didn't do this horrible, horrific thing that you think that I did. Don't lie to me. I see through the card or the facade that you're portraying us. Everything starts to collide. You can't forget, though you have tried. Don't reject the darkness in your eyes. Okay, so just from that bit alone, man, like, don't reject the darkness in your eyes, as in, like, the murderous intent at the back of her eyes, the murderous intent that's at the very back of her mind. So where it's like, when she's looking into a mirror, she's basically saying, please don't hide from me. I see through that fake bullshit. I see exactly how you are. I see the change. I see how you're starting to change. And it's her looking into a mirror, and basically the darkest side of her, the darkest side that came afoot when she became a murderer, is starting to really just take hold of that, and it's starting to just push that forward, if you know what I mean. Like, it's starting to be like, well, you've let me free, so I'm going to start getting freer and freer and freer. And that's how a lot of murderers start, man. They start with one, and that one turns into many, as it's a very addictive process for a lot of people. So, one more simple question. No one answers, no one mentions. Like, there's one more simple question, like, no one answers it, no one even mentions it. It's just a question that you can't quite say out loud or speak to anybody about. Only to yourself. The emotion, the commotion that fills your every need, that fuels your fantasies, as in, like, all the emotion, the commotion, everything else that fueled that fantasy, that initial fantasy that turned into the murder, that, like, it's all turning into that kind of fuel. Like, what happens when she fantasizes about the next person, and the person after that, and the person after that? How fucking deep are we going to go is basically what we're asking ourselves right now. Let's keep going.
Motion that fills your every need, that fills your fantasies. If you let this go much further, there'll be no turning back from me. I will do it, let me prove it. I'll show you what it means to be so devoted to live for it. It's in the air that you breathe.
And I have to pause it right there, man. The song is so very deep. It's so very traumatic for our main character, for the person singing, obviously. Like, for, as this isn't her speaking, this is her darkness, in essence, speaking to herself, as it's only a matter of time before that dead body is found, obviously, so. And we don't know exactly what she's done with it just yet. It's not quite telling us. This could either be like her speaking to herself as she's fucking dragging the body like out and basically either cutting it apart, or is kind of just needing to protect herself basically. But like, let's go through the lyrics like a little bit closer. That's like the best way to really do it, I think. So if you let this go much further, there will be no turning back for me. Like, if you let this go much further than what we've already done, like, if you should start to hide the body, start to do all those other things, like, there is no turning back from me, the darkness, everything else that she's trying to hide herself from right now. I will do it, let me prove it, I will show you what it means to be so devoted, to live for it. As in, I will do it, let me prove it, that I will show you what it means to be part of this dark side, part of this murderous intent, part of everything else. Like, just let me out, let me show you exactly what life can be like when you don't give a fuck anymore. When you just get addicted to that point of death, to that point of murder, that person's last breath being on your hands, and it's in the air that you breathe. It's the sacrifice of life, to sacrifice it all. Like, it's in the air that you breathe, it's in the murder that you breathe, it's the sacrifice of everything else that's happening, to sacrifice it all, your own life, to sacrifice that life. What you've always known for something different, for something murder, for something else itself, to just kind of get that darkness, that deepness into it all, as that's what a lot of serial killers really go through. They go through that torment of their mind just being like, I'm addicted to this point. Like, for some people, death and murder is like heroin, it's like crack cocaine, it's that kind of essence of just addiction where they can't quite snap out of it and they can't quite get away from it. Usually the only way to stop somebody from doing it is to send them to prison, or to isolate them for a very long time, which is just torture at the end of the day, and it puts down. Please let me get close, you can't do it alone, you need a hand to hold, please let me help. Tell me, aren't you sick of only having this guilt that eats you up inside? Like, please let me close, you can't do it alone, you need a hand to hold, you need, like, it's her own mind basically talking to her, being like, you need a hand to hold, you need somebody to kind of get you through this, because if you don't, if you're questioned, you're gonna snap, you're not gonna be able to handle it. Unless you let me out, unless you let out the side of yourself that is just deeper and darker and all of that stuff, you know what I mean? This emptiness, this loss of life, you know that you're running out of time, like this emptiness that you're feeling inside right now, the loss of life, the murder, the death, everything that you've just went through. How are we going to get through this? If you try to do it alone, you're going to break yourself, you're going to kill yourself, you're not going to be able to handle it, you're not going to be able to survive it at the end of the day. And honestly, it's very well written, but I wonder what happened to the body. Like I said, man, we don't quite know yet. This could just be her trying to psych herself up, trying to be like, no, you have to do this and do this and do this. We need to survive this, we need to survive this. We can't handle this point where we are just trying to just stay on the run. We need to hide everything, and I think it's just her breaking down mentally. Like, to such a huge degree, but still, let's keep going.
If you let this go much further,
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, okay. That was so interesting, man. Like, I think what I've been basically like speaking about, like, you see this bit right here, like in the lyrics, you can see it, right? If you let this go much further, there'll be no turning back for me. I would do it. Let me prove it. Like, it's basically her dark side being like, let me out. I will hide the body. I will do all the shit that you can't bring yourself to do. Now that you snapped, you need me. You can't live without me anymore. What if you could just let go? I will lead you. Just follow. All your thoughts of tomorrow, I will make them disappear. Hand it over. All the pain will be mine to keep. So basically, it's her mind snapping. It's the personalities breaking into two. Having dark side, which is the queen of the murder scene, and having her normal side, which is what led to this happening, like leading everything out to be that's like to be that destructive, to be like, well, now that it's all done, I will take all your pain, I will take all your sorrow. You won't have to deal with that bullshit anymore, and I would deal with it. I will take care of it. I'll make sure that we're both safe. It's why she's trying to really just reason with herself, in essence, like with both personalities just kind of speaking to each other. If you let this go much further, there will be no turning back for me. I would do it. Let me prove it. Like, those lyrics alone just like be like, yeah, I would do it. I'll make sure we're safe. I'll make sure that we're protected. I'll prove it. I'll make sure that we're safe. And I'll show you what it means to actually live, to be so devoted to life that you just want to go through it, to experience it, to do all of those amazing things. And such a great fucking lyrically based song. It's just so great to listen to. And this bit, you know, the art, it's all in it. It's not art, it's like, it's meant to be ours, I'm pretty sure, man. But either way, we are going to be jumping into the live now, just to experience what it's like live as live. Generally, with the warning is always better than the recorded, so.
Please don't hide from me. I see through the fake smile that you've been wearing around. Don't lie to me. I see through the facade that you're portraying as everything starts to collide. You can't forget though you have tried. Don't reject the darkness in your eyes. One more simple question, no one answers, no one mentions the emotion, that commotion, that fills your every need, that fills your fantasy. If you let this go much further, there'll be no turning back for me. I will do it, let me prove it. I showed you what it means to be so devoted to live for it. It's in the air that you breathe. It's a sacrifice of life. It's a sacrifice. Oh, please let me get close. You can't do it alone. You need a hand to hold. Please let me hold. Don't
Wait, sorry to pause it halfway through, man, but like the way that she's singing it is very different to the way it's recorded, because she's kind of letting her words float outward, you know, as if she's losing her grip on life a little bit, like, you know, losing a grip on her own mind, on her own insanity, on her own mind breaking apart. You can just feel the words flowing away from the way she's speaking them, like purposefully, because she's losing that grip on her sanity. She's going between two different characters. You've got the aggression, and you've got the breaking, and you've got everything else being shown really well within the live, and it's so very interesting to watch and to listen to, more than watch, if you know what I mean, like just to kind of like listen to and just experience, like you can hear like the fight in a sense, man, but still, let's keep going.
please let me hold. Tell me I'm just sick of only having this guilt that eats you up inside. This emptiness, this loss of life. You know that you're running out of time. One more simple question, no one answers, no one mentions the emotion,
That's so haunting, man. The way she's doing gets proper ghostly. It's like, that's such an awesome way to do it. There's the darkness there, like ghostly darkness. It's just you can feel it. That was so interesting, man, in the live especially, and I was speaking over it a little bit, but you can feel the fucking light to darkness in it, man. It's so fucking awesome to listen to. Such a great song, such a great way to kind of go past this point. So, stalking, death, fucking, the sacrifice. Now, the sacrifice is her normal self. The sacrifice is her mental state, her own mental well-being for the darker. Like, if you've ever watched Dexter, man, it's like, you know, when he talks about his dark passenger, it's kind of like that. Like, you know, that's what he views as killing intent. It's killing instinct. It's his dark passenger, and that's exactly what's happening here. So, I'm really enjoying this album, especially now, as, like, this is my favourite part, because I'm very much a true crime kind of, like, random nerd about, like, true crime shit. Like, I love learning about shit that actually happens and stuff like that, so just hearing two girls, or just to hear, like, three girls, sorry, go really powerful into this, and just to see how close they're actually getting towards how you'd actually snap is, like, interesting. So yeah, man, I hope you guys enjoyed. This was amazing. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, evening, or night, and I will catch you guys in the very next video. Until then, take it easy.